Call the meeting to order with pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, good evening. Roll call, please.
Justin,
Here.
Mike,
Here.
Randy.
And we'll read this again. Third time. What? This is every meeting thing?
You're supposed to.
Okay, all right. Good evening, everyone. Before we begin, I would like to remind everyone that this meeting is being video and audio recorded for public record and transparency. The recording will be made available in accordance with Indiana's open door law. We ask that all attendees remain respectful and refrain from any disruptive behavior during the meetings. If you have any questions regarding the recording process, please feel free to contact me, Justin Rutledge, Town Council President, or Joey Rankin, Clerk Treasurer, after the meeting. Thank you for your cooperation. We will now begin the meetings.
I saw something on the emails about that you're supposed to do that.
With the new live stream. Okay.
You could record it and then just play the recording back.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think they already started. Everybody had a chance to approve or to look at the minutes from.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Written.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Justin,
Yes.
Mike,
Yeah.
Randy.
Yes.
Claim docket was previously sent prior to the meeting. Any questions on it?
No, make a motion to approve the claim docket as presented.
Second.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Justin,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Randy.
Yes.
Bank rec for May 2025 for you. Prior, before that, the payroll allowance docket. Before the meeting, any questions on it?
Make a motion. Make a motion to approve the claim docket is, or doc.
Payroll allowance.
Yeah, that's it. Payroll allowance docket.
Second.
Motion and second. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Justin,
Yes.
Mike,
Yeah.
Randy.
Yes.
Bank rec for May of 2025.
Oh, just one.
BUG.
But we all signed them following that.
Okay.
Entertain a motion for the bank rec.
Make a motion for the bank rec for May.
Second.
On there. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Justin,
Yes.
Mike,
Yeah.
Randy.
Yes. Public comment, Gary Cox is signed up to speak. He is not present, nor is he present online. Anyone else? Public comment? Okay, and we'll go ahead and move utilities up. We've got utility operator here and several things it looks like. So, you're up, Dan.
Jody, do you want to help navigate me? You
Yeah.
want to start with fluoridation?
Yeah, let's do the fluoridation first.
So, there is a controversial issue all across the country on public water systems adding fluoride to their drinking water. And, we're getting close to having to reorder our chemical. And, it was something I brought up last year, maybe a little bit the year before. I reached out, done some research. IDEM, our governing agency for the drinking water, does not give opinions on the matter. It is not a legal requirement. It is a public health additive, basically. And if you ask the gentleman from the State Department of Health, he's going to tell you that if you remove fluoridation from the town's drinking water supply, that you will set back public health 50 years. Now, he is one-sided on that opinion. There are lots of water departments all across the country giving away from it. Because if you look at a bag of fluoride, it's got a skull and crossbones on it.
Yes. I just saw one the other day. I was gonna say it.
So it is basically up to this council. And all I would need is a resolution from the council to say that we're no longer going to add it, but I'm coming to you just to ask if it's something we want to keep doing, or if it's something we want to save a minor operating expense on. It's not a major operating expense, but yet it is an operating expense for a public water system. And I've got wind and done some research on it. My professional opinion is I'm right on the middle of the fence. I see both sides of the argument. I wish I could help you more than that. I can't. I will say that when I started this industry over 20 years ago, they asked you to put in 1.2 to 1.5 parts per million. The State Department of Health did in the drinking water supply. And over the years, we're down to 0.6. And that goes with the argument that it is way more readily available in toothpaste and other products now. It is not the public health concern that it was at one time. So if that helps you make your decision, those are the facts as an operator. They've kept backing off what they're asking you to add to the drinking water supply over the years.
You said 0.06?
0.6 parts per million. Yeah.
Do they give reasoning when they do that? When they cut it?
The reasoning I've heard is that it's more readily available and they don't want people getting too much of it.
Yeah.
Because again, I will point out, and it sounds like I'm on the other side of the fence there. I'm really not, but it is a fact. On the bag, there's a skull and crossbones on the fluoride. Now, you got to be careful handling it. So there is some concerns with your employees. I mean, we wear PPE, mask, or mask, gloves, and goggles. You don't want to breathe that dust.
Yeah.
But we don't have to handle it enough. That's not a big concern. We've done it for years, but we are at a point where if we're going to keep doing it, we'll just keep doing it. But if you're interested in canceling it, as far as an additive in our system, then I'm just asking you to consider it and give me some info on it, some direction on it, which way you want us to go.
Sure, it's definitely worth doing some research on, like on my part too, because I'm not really up on that either. So, but you are right. It's more readily available than it probably was 25, 50 years ago. So,
And you weren't on when he brought us the big packet, were you? Okay. I can get that. I think I get that. Used to, okay. Because Jeremy brought a bunch of info to your.
That was all sent by the State Department of Health,
Right.
which are very pro keeping it. So they wanted you all council members to be informed. So I was expecting, a small piece of literature. There's a lot there.
Yeah.
but it
So
might be
Be good to at least look at.
Yeah,
Inside. And
if we did decide to not do it anymore and we caught a bunch of backlash from people saying, oh, we want it.
As far as I know, you can go back and start it again.
I mean, it wouldn't be a case to where we have to do a bunch of stuff all we gotta do is put the chemical back in and
I think you would just need a new resolution,
fascinating. Yes.
with buying and adding it again.
When do you run out? Do you know? But roughly.
I probably got enough for another month or two tops.
Okay. So we could try to have an answer for you by next month, next meeting, then maybe.
And if we decide next month, does that give you enough time to
Oh, yeah,
get in more
yeah,
if you have to have it?
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely something we need to talk about. You're right. A lot of communities are this topic right now. As we,
I'll email that packet to you all. You got some of it in this time, but I didn't.
Yeah.
It was big.
it was. Yeah.
I will
Okay.
send you the rest of it.
What do you know what we're spending on that much?
I don't know when the last time we ordered it. Not been since been.
I'm gonna make a educated guess to say about $1,000 a year probably is it.
Okay.
Now that's on the chemical. That's not maintaining the equipment for it, which, knock on wood, that pump's been in service for a while. If we go to replace the pump, that's probably $1,000 to $1,500 chemical feed pump.
And does it feed anything else?
No,
So if we
that's
get rid of
just,
it,
it's in a barrel by itself. It's a,
That's
Okay.
too.
okay. Yeah, there's a lot. I know when you brought that last time, I did a lot of research and there's strong opinions on both sides.
Yes, very, very strong.
All throughout.
The next thing is draft of the water use ordinance, if you just want to kind of weigh in on letting them know why we're where we're at.
Yes, recently we've been working with area plan on different happenings around town. If somebody's looking to build on a property, you know, they're starting to kind of redo the way they're doing things. Randy sits on that area plan now, so he knows a little bit about it. But so they're kind of moving in a forward progressive direction as well with their own records and such. And they're building a better relationship with small towns. I think everything's going in a good direction. Well, upon them sending inquiry of certain things, it was a little bit embarrassing to us as a utility. Our water use ordinance, you'll have to help me, Jody, is dated
31.
Yeah.
1931. So in that particular ordinance, there's some language that talks about plumbing code, but in that particular ordinance, it instructs people to install lead pipes. So that's how outdated it is. I mean, there's some language to get around that, but we really are way overdue on updating our current water use ordinance. Contrary to that, our sewer use ordinance is dated 1993. So that's what we've been working on, just trying to get more modern and make it a little bit easier to understand. And
32 years old, even at that.
now the sewer use ordinance, in my opinion, is still, even though it's that old, it's pretty modern and it's written pretty well.
Okay.
We'd always take a look at it, but that water use ordinance has some fees in it. And I told Jody, I think the wise thing to do is have your use ordinance and then note in there a rate or a fee ordinance somewhere else. Just have the use ordinance as is, and then, you know, point people directions to other ordinances that can be updated from time to time instead of having to always update the water use ordinance. But that's where we're at on that. And I think it will make us look better as a utility when obviously working with the county area plan. And then just for the public in general, as we put those online, I mean, that ordinance really needs to be cleaned up.
Okay. This is the sample, basically.
That's
We're
what
just
we,
working on.
yeah, we actually, Jeremy reached out, we had some really good samples from Fort Wayne, Gibson County. So we kind of plucked a little bit of the things we like. Jeremy kind of, you know, what we were actually doing and put it on paper. And then the highlights are things that we know we want to kind of maybe reference and add. Just wanted to kind of get your input before we get too far down the road. There's something you do or don't want in there, so.
Yeah, okay. Everybody has it, so council can weigh in one-on-one.
Yeah.
After
That'd be
to
fine.
you or Jeremy or Billy, okay.
Isn't that the original one?
Because, yeah, look at
May 20th, 31.
that. Yeah,
My goodness.
crazy.
Well, that'll be good for 100 years.
Nothing changes, right?
One of those things, we're gonna send that, and I started reading it, I'm like, we can't send this to anywhere, so.
Okay, yeah, we'll, put a note here, okay. Yeah, thank you all for your work on that. Looks like gas tracker rates.
I've also been speaking to Jody about our current gas rate. Yeah, she gave me the most current ordinance, and basically that is broken down into two parts, an operational cost and then a tracker cost. And that tracker, just to make sure everybody's clear on, is basically what the gas costs. So, you know, we pay a third party to purchase our gas for us. They keep an eye on what our usage is from year to year, and then they lock in a volume of gas when they're buying it off the market. You have to basically lock in. I know enough almost to be dangerous about purchasing gas off the market, but basically this company will look at our historic usage, how much volume we use, and then they'll buy a volume of that at a certain rate, we'll agree to purchase it. And then the difference you have to buy off of the market. So, and the reason you do that, you don't want to lock in 100%, because if the market of gas drops, you could be paying way percentage higher over the course of a winter for your gas than what you have to. So those are folks that are way, they do it every day. So we've used a third party to do that for years. My concern is the operational cost of that, which is that fixed number, has not been updated in several years. Where does that go back to, Jody?
I think I put it on. there too.
2022 is the last time it'd be.
Well, 2022, correct me if I'm wrong, Jody, the operational cost goes back further than that, right?
Yeah.
It did not go up in 2022.
No, it was in 2015.
So we're about 10 years past that operational gas number. And it does not cost the same today to get a welder here to work on our gas pipeline as it did 10 years ago. So that's why I brought this up. We need to contact USDI, which is the company that helps us with all of our gas company policies and programs, and let Jody, in my opinion, give them some cost numbers for our gas utility and update that number. That $5 per therm for operational costs, it's 10 years old. And I can't get a welder over here today for what I could 10 years ago.
No, gosh, no.
Well, and this says 22 decreased.
Yeah.
From the 2015
And
number.
I wanted to explain that. That decrease, in my opinion, after reading that, it basically goes back to there's two parts to your gas rate ordinance. There's a fixed cost for operations, and then a cost to actually purchase the gas. And with that cost, there's a tracker. So as the market price and based on the rate that we lock in at that I discussed goes up and down, that side of your gas rate fluctuates. The fixed cost, which covers your operations, does not. And I think back in 22, they kind of restructured it and picked that 981 number based on what the gas cost was at that time. And now when your tracker kicks in, it goes up and down based on that $4 and something rate for whatever the price of gas is. And it's sit there for that long now, since 22. But that $5 number that Jody mentioned for the operational cost, that's 10 years old. And I think we need to take a hard look at that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Do we want to, council want to discuss, do we want to go ahead and give the green light to have engage USDI to do that study? Or at least get an idea what that's going to cost?
We need a motion.
I think so, probably at least will they give us can they give us an estimate pretty quickly?
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
so.
say, hey, this is what it would look like to,
Yeah, if you need a motion,
let's go ahead and
yeah, I'll make a motion to have USDI.
Second.
gas study.
Yeah.
Motion by Randy, second by Mike. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Justin,
Yes.
Mike,
Yeah.
Randy.
Yes.
We'll go ahead and get the ball rolling, at least on that tonight.
You know,
What?
do you want to do the gas tracker?
Okay. Last year we hedged. The USDI had reached out when it was time to buy. It was towards the end of the year, I thought, and we hedged, and we ended up worked out good for us on the cost of gas. Is that something they do every year? Is that coming up, or do you know?
I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't answer your question. I don't know.
I think that was before, but maybe two. It was, Christie was still clerk. then.
Yeah, I say, yeah, because last fall I was here, so I know.
Yeah, okay. Maybe it was every so often, because I remember it was a debate on whether we wanted to hedge, and we did. We it turned out good.
I don't remember
I don't know if that's annual or not.
annual, I don't remember that being.
It's going where I talked to this.
Okay,
I think it,
okay. Yeah, because it'd be, I know not quite yet, but probably
Yeah,
fall time would be coming up. I think.
so they did provide us with a really good sample gas ordinance. There's a few extra things in there. We won't, Jeremy and I'll kind of try to get it put together a little bit, for you guys to see.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Then one thing do we want to adjust the gas tracker for June, July, and August? That was sent. Or leave it. It's a reduction this time, right?
Mhm.
This one, we'll go ahead and vote on this one. We are talking about, trying to come up with a standard rate, so we don't have to adjust it every quarter.
Their concerns too are as you keep lowering it, and then in the fall, you have to jack that back up. I mean, that's just a hit for your customers that, one, they don't understand, and two, I think can be hard when you're trying to budget and do different things.
Yeah, I agree. I think for the customers' side, they can, the whole lot easier to budget and see what their usage was. But for now, we're not, I guess, we're not to that point yet, but for now, do we want to adjust it or leave it where it's at? So
I can't read it way over there.
this is, looks like it's, they're proposing 1.2.
Yeah, 1.2 off.
Sorry, this is saying.
I'm gonna say we leave it where it's at because it's gonna go up again here in fall, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would say if it was going down significantly during the winter, that might be different, but during the summer, when there's hardly any usage and it's so
Right.
small, I'd say just leave it.
It's not really that much right now.
All right.
We were close. Very close.
Mhm.
Oh, well, never know. Maybe it's the closest of the last quarter, but okay. All right, you'll make is that a motion to keep it the same?
I'll make a motion to keep the gas tracker the same.
I'll second it.
Motion by Ron, second by Randy. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Justin,
Yes.
Mike,
Yeah.
Randy.
Yes.
And anything else?
Was that all that you had? The only other thing I wanted to comment on was for the wastewater department. Today, that NDOT line coming from the Black River rest area did get officially attached to our existing lift station. So again, we won't, that project's kind of been delayed. We won't see any sewage probably until next year at this point.
Wow.
They're hopeful in fall of this year.
Yeah.
But they have actually set the vault on our property and tied that line in.
So whenever it opens, we'll be ready.
Yes,
Yeah.
as far as I know, they're pretty much done with the sewer line. It was kind of a separate part of that project. That was kind of the last part today. I believe there may be some other minor things they have to do, but all that sewage line has been ran from the rest area.
They got their pumps in and their lift stations in, or?
No, I think the lift station's in. I don't think the pumps have been started up or installed yet.
I didn't know if they had their electric service.
No, I think they have all that.
So the meter is out there for
It's
us.
not. So
The meter's not there yet.
no, there was some hiccups on that. I actually talked to that engineer. I wasn't happy with what they provided. They've got a vault with no ladder in it. And I guess they expected me to, or one of the guys to crawl down in that vault every day, which is a confined space. And I told them they need to have a transmitter remotely mounted up top. So they're working on that. They're going to do that. But that kind of set the meter timeline back a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, there's no need for us to climb down into confined space.
Yeah, well, yeah, and thank you for manning up to that. Yeah, it's, yeah.
JC probably appreciate that. Because he declined the.
I don't know who would have done that. I didn't know any of us doing it. And
Yeah.
I certainly was not going to do it. I don't think I could get back out of it.
I'm in confined space.
Complaint.
They don't even have manhole rungs in it. It doesn't make any sense to me, but they're gonna make it right. So
Good. All right, anything else on utility?
that's all I have.
Okay. Utility. We'll just work up for now then. How about the fire department? All right, nothing? How about putting on?
The approval I have is for our IVFA dues, which is our yearly dues for the Indiana Volunteer Fire Department Association. I think it was $260. We got a line item for $750 on there. From over
13 members of $20 each. Movie track. Is that, okay, so that,
We didn't add any new, there was two, I believe, that we was took off since Randy's off the fire department and on the town board, and then I don't remember who the other one was. They were, oh, Carl Mason, since he resigned.
is that, are they on this list though? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
15 active, but 2 more, okay. Will that fluctuate when you add people? You have to add them and pick one.
If they want to, we have several people that's not got on that,
Uh-huh.
so, it's up to them if they want it or not. We don't force them to take it. Basically, I think what it adds is, $1,000 for life insurance for us, and then there's some other odd and end benefits. Not much.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
oh, no, I wouldn't say that.
When I keep, yeah.
Make a motion, we pay the 260.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Need it.
I was just agreeing.
Yeah, I've got everything there for you.
Okay.
Second.
260 even, wasn't it?
Yeah. 13 members at $20 each. Motion by Mike, second by Randy. Roll call.
Justin,
Yes.
Mike,
Yeah.
Randy.
Yes.
Anything else?
Did he only have one thing?
I did.
Take the pay on.
Oh.
We were
What?
0 to 1 to.
And yesterday you told me you didn't have nothing.
I'll pack it.
I think I brought.
We didn't have anything on the damn agenda for you,
Yeah.
and now you're coming in here with this.
Shit. I told you guys last month that the Posey County EMS was gonna put resupplying us with our goods. You know, we're gonna have to start supplying our own. So at the last chiefs meeting, which was before last call, Magaletti gave us this paper, and this will start in 60 days. They will only be restocking us with soft goods. So no sea colors. It adds a pretty good amount of money that we're gonna have to start paying.
So you're saying that, like, because I know when we were on, we used a sea collar while we were first on scene. When the ambulance got there, they would give us a sea collar. That's stop.
I did not understand his thought about that. I know in the chief's meeting afterwards, it was brought up on township or town or board meeting, and there's some discussion, but they're looking at starting to only make certain medic runs because they don't have the money affiliated to make the cost. The
Fire
reason,
departments are.
yeah, so
Certainly.
we have a doctor that says we have to provide certain care as a field.
Right.
To be able to provide that care, we have to have all this equipment on our truck. So with the budget that we have for medical, I don't see it surviving.
So then he's finally giving you a date.
Yeah.
60 days from that chief's meeting.
Yeah, it was his ballpark figure.
But there's
There's
just a deal where they
QR
can,
code.
you still can get supplies from them. You just have to.
Only soft goods. If you read on down through there, it mentions only soft goods, so bandages, 4x4s, trauma dressings.
Sure. So what would you, and I'm sorry, I think you said a little bit Law Street, what would we have?
Sea colors, you know, we can replace expenses because any trauma, any trauma, any car wreck, any of that, we put those on immediately. Stabilize the neck,
Sure.
the head. You're looking at, for a no neck, about $24 a piece for those. Used to, they would hand you the new one.
Right, yeah, I remember that.
So the package
So the county commissioners are deciding this EMS stuff, or
I think so.
Who,
Actually, can we?
Is the-
do something for that?
is, cause I'll talk to the commissioner and see if they're aware of it, because this is all, according to that, it's only coming from you.
Yes,
So,
clearly.
Yeah, I'd like
I
to
mean,
get
at this
some,
point in time, you're gonna have to start billing for them to rent space.
Yeah, exactly.
and that's where I'm at.
Yeah, especially since now it looks like our electric bill's gone up quite a bit since they
Well,
installed the air conditioning.
We had $150 last month or more, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, we have fixtures over our AC controls. Somebody's taking something in there and sticking on there, and I went in the other day, there the guys did was in South Carolina and said it was 64 degrees in our meeting room.
oh my gosh.
So
So does that meeting room also do their living area?
they have one in theirs, but they're turning both of them down. So we're having some issues down there.
Yeah, one time we did. We went a little too far because they locked them
Yeah.
in the residential area. Seriously.
Well, they're locked in there as well. But they're putting something up there, they're spotted and
Yeah.
turning them down.
Are they not the ones like at the community center?
No,
They're square.
If you can do it on your phone and.
No, I wish we would do some of this program.
we'd have to have Bolliman put the ones that are, those were special that time when we got those in there that you can control from your phone. They're like 15 or 1800 bucks.
They don't need to be,
They're not cheap.
they don't need to be controlled by a phone, but you can get programmable
Yeah, that's
off
what
of
we can lock
Amazon
them.
for like $40 a piece. Not that you would need two of them.
Is there any way to keep them from messing with those?
Do you want me to, I mean, I can send.
Because like
email.
mine at home's programmable, but you can change the program. anytime.
No, he's talking about on the program, like, is there a code or something?
Yeah, you would have to pass.
You put a passcode in it to where only whoever has the passcode can change it.
It's the only one that can be,
Okay.
We would have to figure that out. Position changing.
Uh-huh.
Is actually,
Correct. Yeah, run into another camera issue.
yes.
so.
Yeah, okay. We'll run one. See what their take is on it. That's silly. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, are they approving their budget to have all those supplies?
council would be, yeah.
So. What's he gonna do with?
And built buying a $70,000 air machine.
We're gonna
Can I keep this?
start sending them a bill for the electric gunner since that thing has to be in air conditioned all the time.
That's what,
Well, I mean, it's gonna be a trade-off. You can tell them if we have to start buying soft stuff for our fire department guys to use because they can't get to the scene quick enough, then, you know, I see why now Evansville Fire Department is going with their own ambulance.
Yeah.
Because they have the same problem I heard.
It's kind of the old thing. It's like, be careful if you hit that bee's nest, you might get stung.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds to be like they're whacking my
They're hitting pretty hard right now.
I mean, I don't.
yeah, because even back.
We heard about it, but
We slipped around charging rent and decided not to keep, to be able to keep an ambulance in Poseyville. This, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
What the counties feel.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know. Keep us up to date on that.
Yeah, I don't want to be behind and make our citizens get less out of us.
Yeah, we don't want to get hit with it at the last minute when it's already implemented. So thanks for keeping us.
Because it's definitely not, what gets me is they're implementing it now. It's not in your budget. I mean, it's not in our budget for the rest of the
Right.
year. If you're gonna do
Yeah.
that, that's at January 1, so we can budget for that, not.
My biggest thing is, from basically all the other departments I talked the other night about it after the meeting was over, there is nowhere in any of their contracts to provide medical service for Posey County. It's all to provide fire service. So everybody has done this, and this was kind of a thing to assist and make it better for the community, and now they're wanting to put more cost on a service that is getting paid to do it. So,
So is there goal to not have the fire departments having less requested or
that's
something?
where I'm going with that with it.
Seems odd. Okay. All right, well, yeah, we'll talk to the commissioners and see what what the feel is and what, if there's any changes we can make. I mean, if we have to, if that's gonna ride, then probably start charging rent and utility costs. So, yeah, we're gonna have to do something, you know, not to be mean, but to cover our bills. Right.
I got $26,000 on budget next year.
Yeah. Okay,
Then Randy, I think you fixed the faucet out back.
No, I didn't fix it. I went down there to try and fix it and the shut off underneath the sink was froze up. And I know how plumbing is. You fix
Right.
this, that goes bad, and you fix that, that goes bad.
Right.
So, yeah, I just, we had Brian go down and fix it.
Oh, Brian.
Yeah, Oscar turned it off.
Oscar got it turned off. It took him a little bit.
Now we have a fill line out in the station that's a 2-inch, so we fill the trucks occasionally if we are somewhat low, and it is dripping very well. So that's another added cost of water just going down the drain.
I'll take a look at that.
Yes. Back wall on a plastic 2-inch standpipe.
thank you, Jim.
Is that one that shuts the water off to them over there? The one that comes up next to the water fountain?
No, this is just a PVC
Kelsey's in Mount Vernon.
out there in the middle.
Oh, the one out in the middle.
Yeah, it's a threaded 2.5.
I'll find out.
It's just a 2-inch brass ball valve. It's never been replaced. I've been there 14 years, so.
Please, further.
We got the run report. Been a crazy wet spring, so I know that we have received some complaints on property owners. And those will be addressed. But common sense, I think, needs to prevail there. So patience, please. Also, I would like to publicly thank the Posey County Health Department for gifting us with new AD battery and pads that I just picked up today for our unit that drives around in the car with us. So very much appreciative on what that saves our small department.
So you got new battery in the pads? Nice.
Just telling me, they're funding the health department. They're getting a bunch of funding. It's not as much as they thought they were gonna get now with new governor and new thing, but that might be a good avenue to get some C-collars and things. Yeah, maybe health department, yeah, Kelly Getty. I can get you her number,
Yeah.
after, or later. I can send it to you. They've been very, very good.
Yeah.
Because they bought us all AD pads down Mount Vernon too, and when we use them, they replace them. So it might be a good resource. This whole EMS debacle. Cool, well, good, I'm glad they did it. There we go. I did have somebody, I don't remember, I don't get some action. Radar trailer, somebody asked about it being moved. Like, did we talk about that last meeting?
We didn't, I've had suggestions to move it to lower traffic areas. I'm very happy with how much it has slowed traffic down coming over that hill. So, I mean, if the council wants me to move it, I will. But that being our, really, in my opinion, our highest risk intersection, I really like it there. And so I haven't moved it. At you guys' suggestion, I mean, I can move it around or move it to another location. The complaints that I've heard have been one-off. And everybody says that everybody speeds past their house. So they're obviously going to give a list of, hey, put it at my house next. So I just caution to be careful once we start, start doing that. But I'll move it if you guys would like to. I just really like how much, even if it brings people down to 40 as they're flying over that hill.
That's a dangerous hill right here.
It is. It terrifies me, and thankfully it's doing its job.
One of the state, I've seen a couple of those flashing deal.
The state has announced that they are going to be putting one on 165 coming into town from the interstate.
Yeah.
From the interstate,
Yes, sir.
but not from Wadesville coming in.
Not that I've heard yet,
Okay.
but I know that these things are popping up in more and more of our rural communities.
Is it gonna be like one like we have with a camera? What's that one looking like? Or just a flashing light?
Yeah, well, flashing speed sign,
Okay.
similar to what you've seen in Gibson County, I think has already got most of theirs, Owensville, if you drive through there.
Yep.
I think they're mounted ones, aren't they? So they're sign mounted.
And they're much slimmer, yeah, but they're mounted to their own individual poles placed next to a speed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speed limit sign.
Posted speed limit.
Yeah.
Jeez.
1-to-1.
1-to-1.
Yeah, that's, do we have, data off of the radar trailer now?
I haven't pulled.
Okay.
I mean, I've just been letting it do its job.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if it's given my top speeds and median speed. I think.
Okay.
I know some of them will.
It will, there's programming in there that I can play with as much as I'm sure it's.
I thought when I was 12, it was Thomas.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to make it a challenge, but it'd be good to know how effective it is.
Yeah.
Like a video.
What's coming through and this.
Okay. Let me start. I will start a new, because there's a programming in there to start a new report. I know as I've read over things. So I will start a new report now,
Okay.
by the end of the week, and then that'll give us data for the next council meeting.
Yeah.
Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, no, I think that sounds great. It should give us a good idea of how bad our issue is.
Sure.
No.
Yeah, so we actually are, and we can focus on our
So we're gonna
patrol.
gather data for.
Based on, here.
Okay, anything else for Phoebe?
No, sir.
All right, go back to the top. Ish. But.
I think
I'm just pulling my instructions.
you're correct. I think
Listen. I listened for one.
you're-
Okay, we do have several resolutions tonight. One of them is for additional appropriations. So on that one, we do have to open a public hearing. So we go ahead and open that public hearing. Anybody has any questions, comments, concerns on the additional appropriation? So you think, oh yeah, department head, if you guys.
Thanks, Jeremy.
You guys are-
Thanks.
See if I- Here you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any comment on the additions?
See you, Charles.
Text me. Hearing none, anybody online?
God,
We'll close,
3-to-1 bad guys.
we'll close the public hearing. That particular resolution is resolution number 2025-06 17-01. It's the additional appropriations. Let's do that one separate and then we'll lump all the other ones together.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the additional appropriations. Resolution number 2025-06-1709.
Second.
Motion by Randy, second by Mike. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Justin,
Yes.
Mike.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Then I'll read off the resolution number and title for the rest of them. First one is resolution number 2025-06-17-02. Authorizing the transfer of funds between appropriated funds. Resolution number 2025-06-17-03. Authorizing the transfer of funds between appropriated funds. What these are just cleaning up house, basically. Moving funds that are dormant or not being used. We're moving them into the general fund, right?
Mhm.
Resolution number 2025-06-17-04 to declare certain town funds dormant and transfer balances to the general fund. Too soon, didn't I? Resolution number 2025-06-17-05. Declare certain town funds dormant and transfer balances to the general fund. But it's 1, 2, 3, 4 resolutions. Council sees fit, we can approve or vote on all together.
Make a motion that we bundle those 4 together.
Second. Yeah. Approve. Are you in favor? Bundle, you're in favor?
Yes, yes.
Motion by Mike. Second by Randy. Any other discussion? Comment?
It's fine, just for clarity.
Well, the other
Well-
one probably needs to be separate because.
Yeah.
Probably have to push.
Okay.
Since we had to do the public hearing, I figured we would, yeah, yeah. Motion, second, so no other discussion, roll call, please.
Justin,
Yes.
Mike,
Yeah.
Yes. And. Did I miss that last one?
no, that's that resolution for the fire department. I don't know
Yeah,
if
yeah, I'm
Bill
sorry.
had a chance to
That's right.
review that information I sent to him.
And then 07 is the
Insurance.
transfer of funds between funds.
Oh, yeah,
That wasn't in there,
yeah, that one wasn't in there.
so we got two of them.
It's okay.
But you want to talk about this ordinance? Did you write the ordinance?
No, that came from the actual company that does that.
Sorry.
And they,
You're saying 06. Okay, hang on, we just approved.
We approved 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Okay.
And you've already, yeah.
Yeah, we approved one previously.
so that same company is the one that does the billing for Waynesville.
Okay. Well, I've read through it in the ordinance. I don't like the wording, but I don't know that that's, like, for example, I mean, I guess we could change it. We don't have, it's going to be our ordinance, so we can change it. But this is like the last whereas. Does that make any sense to you? Whereas, comma, the town council of Poseyville Volunteer Fire Department desires. I mean, you're the Poseyville Town Council and you control various, utilities, agencies in the town, but the fire department is one of the groups you control, but you're not the Poseyville Volunteer Fire Department Council. I mean, but I don't care. It's not that critical.
What was it now?
I think it needs to be, just say the Poseyville Town Council and the Poseyville Fire Department desire. That's, you have this in word form?
Yeah,
Well, then that's a simple fix.
right there.
And you can say,
So. Poseyville Volunteer, okay, so I get whereas the Poseyville Town Council and the Poseyville Volunteer Fire Department desires to implement it. Okay,
you can say
sorry, we
desire.
can sign the back sheet.
Yeah.
For the,
It's if you guys decide you to do that.
okay,
So is it, should we like make a motion to approve it as is or as amended?
As
with that amendment, yeah. And then- If it's something we'll go ahead with.
Yeah, we definitely, like I said, we need to be looking at other avenues of income since HB one's gonna be, hurts us pretty bad as far as income for the town, so.
Yeah, I think, and, good thing we need to do for sure. Something we've been talking about for a while, so.
One of the things, talking to the lady too, she was one, do they make more than 10 runs a year? Yeah, got you covered on that one. But, where she was just talking about our proximity to the interstate. She was like, oh, that's, you definitely need to do it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But,
All the crashes and.
yeah,
So I mean, that's just
Sure.
by a year or two after this is all, just cross out, just say
the run.
be ordained by the Poseyville Town Council.
Okay.
Not huge playgrounds. Then
That's a fire volunteer fire department.
they're, and I have those instructions.
Be ordained by the Poseyville.
Cause I'll need your logo. There's like a whole list of.
Okay.
things.
Yeah, I do. That's my thing.
We've only ever be it ordained by the Poseyville Town Council instead of the other town. council.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is an ordinance, so we can, vote on first reading, hear it on first reading tonight, or it's not imposing fines or anything like that, so we could suspend the rules to go ahead and finish it tonight.
Sounds good. So I'll make a motion that we approve the ordinance as amended.
Your first motion would be just suspend the rules. If we choose to do that.
All right, so I'll make a motion we suspend.
Second.
So motion by Randy, second by Mike to suspend the rules. Any other discussion? Roll call?
Justin,
Yes.
Mike,
Yeah.
Randy.
Yes.
Okay, given that was passed unanimously, now we can entertain a motion to approve first reading.
Make a motion to approve first reading for the ordinance 2025-06-1706.
Second.
Oh, is the next one?
No, you're right.
With amendments, yes.
Okay, motion Randy, and second by Mike. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Justin,
Yes.
Mike,
Yeah.
Randy.
Yes.
Okay, and second reading.
I do realize this could include also exhibit A attached to your ordinance, which has these rate mitigation. I mean, I just wondered if I'm sure you're aware of that.
Yes, yeah, the rates to bill, yeah. Yeah, and that was given by suggestion. Yeah, they're not just arbitrary, they were,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay.
thank you. Okay, and we'll entertain a motion to approve second reading.
Second. So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Justin,
Yes.
Mike,
Yeah.
Randy.
Yes.
Motion, or the ordinance passes. Adopted.
Make those changes.
Yeah, it's just on the first page,
You'll
Joe.
probably want to sign it afterwards, don't you? I did go, not mine.
Hey, we're signing.
Yeah. I can't wait to lose. Yeah, it's like being at home. Okay. Okay. Resolution number, I should have locked these in, sorry, this one, 2025-06-17-07, authorizing transfer of funds between funds. Again, it's to clean up as well from 2011, actually, should have been cleaned up.
Make a motion to approve resolution number 2025-06-1707.
Second.
Motion by Randy, second by Mike. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Justin,
Yes.
Mike,
Yeah.
Randy.
Yes.
Budget calendar was provided with additional meetings. Set a date for work session. We need to go ahead and approve these.
They're the regular meetings.
Oh, okay.
I planned it so they're during a regular meeting. The only one I would need to know would be if you wanted to do a budget work session. Which might be
Yeah.
something you guys want to do because of the cuts that need to be made.
Yeah, I think it'd be good. So, okay. We can advertise that. It'll be sometime in July. We'll call that. Nope. Okay. And we had nothing, street parks, apartments, or community center cemetery, right?
You get the phone call in the cemetery about.
That's the one,
I just got a signature, I don't know if it needs to be approved.
there is the monument that was moved.
It's
To do it also part of that, but there's another one.
See, it's Fire Recovery USA.
Yeah, nobody called about it.
I know she's gonna make the amendment.
I think it doesn't make email stop on that, but that's not all of it.
Well, this is I guess it's a service.
Oh, do we have to sign the service agreement for the,
It gets all things.
We gotta do, yeah, I'm getting them knocked down, I think. We gotta put where this thing is service to. On.
Yeah, there's one that's got like a whole questionnaire I have to fill out.
Okay.
I'm gonna work with Jason on, as well as your logos.
Okay, we can knock these out here once we adjourn, I guess. The only announcement I've got, for the good of the order is that we were notified this morning that our ordinances are now online, finally, published. We'll be getting those on the town's website, or a link, I'm sorry, on the town's website. It'll take you to American Legal Publishing. We'll probably put something on Facebook to direct everybody to the website once that's up and going. So, just keep in mind that they're not, we will try to update them as often as we can. However, they may not be 100% accurate, so, they should be close, but there is a chance that we would amend an ordinance in a meeting and it hasn't updated online yet, so.
I'll try to date the link so everybody knows.
Yeah, okay, excellent, yeah. So that's some good news, exciting news, so. Next meeting, July 8th at 5:30 here and on whatever we're using. Jeez, thank you. Objection to that or? Nope. Okay, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Just real quick,
I'm sorry.
Jared, did you want to sign the services agreement? It's connected with this ordinance you passed tonight. Or,
Oh, I thought that's what I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, Jody sent it to me June 8th or whatever it was.
I thought the whole thing was in there.
Ooh, yeah,
Well, it just
I had
had
it
just
today.
the signature, but I think you ought to approve it at a town or at a council meeting.
That's a service agreement.
This is with the actual billing company.
Mhm.
All right.
Have a look through it. I use, one of the big things when you have, this is a boilerplate type of contract, has a lot of provisions. I think I wrote it on page, where I said there, page 4, section 8.1 is a big thing about how you can terminate the agreement. So, that's one thing, you don't have to have every I dotted or T crossed or agree with every single thing. You go through and experience what it's like. And either side can terminate this with a 30-day written notice.
Oh, okay, good.
So I mean, that's kind of a blanket assurance
Stuff, yeah,
that if it's not the way you want it,
right, yeah, okay.
very good.
I think that's pretty important. So you'd be comfortable with that, knowing that.
Yeah. So,
Did you want this? I mean,
that's okay. I can, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
And unless you just want to make a motion to approve a service agreement. So
Yeah.
who's the
Might
company?
as well.
it's Fire Recovery USA LLC. It's a California limited liability company.
Oh, okay.
And you can make the effective date, I guess, today, if that's what you want to do. You'll sign it. They'll sign it. I think they won't wait 30 days. I'm just bringing it to your attention. I'm not trying to.
No, I'm glad you did. I thought you were talking about the exhibit A. I'm sorry.
The sooner we get it implemented, sooner we figure out.
Get started.
We don't like.
Yeah,
Right.
So we have a 30-day process to get it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the exhibit A I pointed out in the ordinance is just a schedule of fees, and I think it's restated as exhibit to the contract.
and it was I think I was like, might have a note on it. So
I think I handed you the signed back in.
And if you looked in your folder, there's the ordinance. That's just the ordinance.
That's okay. That's what we're all.
Yeah.
Hopefully we got to change it.
And how they're
The-
compensated as a percent of what they collect.
Yes.
And I think it's
That's-
42%. I think town gets 78% of what's collected. And of course, they'll charge, I started being 22%.
Yeah, I was looking for that. I didn't see it.
It's in your, it's a schedule A, it's not in your, or their compensation.
Yeah.
It's keep going to the back, past the signature pages. And it's on schedule A. Got to keep going on. That's, dang.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, somewhere I think this paragraph here, I think.
Yep.
Paragraph 5.
Yeah, I was really surprised at the percentage. I thought it would be what they were saying.
78% to the town.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, I'll take 78%.
Yeah.
All day long.
Somewhere I had 20% in my head. We were thinking maybe that's.
I had thought it was like 10 or 12, is what I thought.
Well, oh, okay.
I mean, their fee, that's what I thought.
I was thinking
I'd never seen documentation on.
I
Price
thought
is as low as it is, yeah.
too. I thought it'd be more 50-50 with all the legwork that's involved, but.
The only thing, Jody, is in this agreement, or I'm sorry, yeah, in this service agreement. Number 11, Article 11 says that in these notices or service, it's got the fire department's address. It's going to Endicott Street, but it's called.
Yeah,
Uh,
which is funny because,
no, we need to change that to this.
yeah, at the beginning of that document, there is they want the address of where to send the bills to in this questionnaire there at the beginning.
Oh, no.
So it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, they put it in there.
yeah.
Missing a good one, Mike.
Hell yes, they're up 4-3 now. They just hit a girl hit a two-run single.
Yeah, I would, that's the only thing I mean, I think we need to change that to here,
Yeah.
if it's legal service or anything.
Yeah.
Our chief changes or,
Yeah,
I mean, who knows?
well, and they don't have mail delivered there. Well, their mail,
Yeah, there's a PO box that says,
right,
yeah, but
but
yeah,
sometimes we get, if it's the Endicott or the fire department, sometimes the post office will deliver it to us to give to you, so it's trying to work some.
okay, that's on page 6. That way they're not leaving fire department responsible for
Yeah, I don't.
not bringing up recorded
Yeah.
paperwork.
Yeah, I don't. Come to us is the thing to do.
Yeah. Okay, so service agreement for billing, we passed the ordinance, but then service agreement. We entertain a motion, we want to pass that tonight, or approve that tonight.
So move.
Second. Roll call, or any other discussion? Roll call,
Justin,
yes.
Mike,
Yeah.
Rick.
Yes.
Now we do timing.
Thank you for bringing that up, I appreciate that. Any other announcements, council?
I took it, you want that money right away.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Okay, next meeting, motion to adjourn, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion. We get the shares.
Somebody wants to go home?
I was waiting for Mike.
Shit, I'm too
Roll-
busy
roll call.
signing.
Justin.
Yes.
Mike,
Yeah,
Randy.
Yes.
I had to go to an oral surgeon today to get some